Hello everyone, my name is Sniping is Fun, and it's been a very long time since you've seen me do a video in front of the camera for you here on YouTube. In fact, I really haven't done too many videos since 2021 started, and I'm sorry about that. Videos are coming, working, life have been pretty busy the last couple months, and I remember mentioning back in at the end of February, early March, that I had the whole Xbox gamer score challenge with my coworker on in February and whatnot, and I've been doing those live streams of those series recording like Saints Row the Third and like Soccer Wars and everything, which those are still coming. I haven't been on those in quite a while because I've been playing more, creating stuff in 2K for the return of CKW Season 2, and then Xbox and Switch with various games here and there whenever I get a chance to do stuff outside of work. But videos are coming. But that has nothing to do with what this video is about. This is going to be a Smash discussion, which I know a lot of you have been waiting for more of on my channel, and sorry on that too. I haven't done one of those since I think, November? I think something like that, like October, November, or December. It's been a while since I did a Smash Bros. Discussion, and I do have a few in the works, a few planned out, and tonight you're going to be seeing the first of, hopefully many, that I can get to within a decent amount of time, and it's going to be about the Legend of Zelda franchise. And is The Legend of Zelda underrepresented in Smash Brothers or not? This is definitely a topic I know a lot of people that play Smash Bros. A lot of Smash Bros. Fans, a lot of people that speculate and do the predictions and speculation every time a Smash Bros. Game comes out. This is one of the things I do see mentioned a lot, that a lot of people feel that as big of a franchise in gaming, as big a franchise as, for Nintendo, The Legend of Zelda is, that the characters they have currently on the Smash Bros. Roster is not enough, or the amount of representation it has in the Smash Bros. Series is not enough. Normally it's the characters they talk about, but I do see people bring up some other stuff here and there too. But in regards to that, I don't really feel that part is underrepresented. I think Zelda is one of the biggest franchises to get representation outside of characters in Smash Bros. The trophies, when they used to have trophies before they had spirits and stickers and all that stuff. Stages, music, items. A lot of different things from The Legend of Zelda are in the Smash Bros. Franchise. So that, I think, is represented quite well, exceedingly well. In terms of characters, I could see where some people probably would say that, given it's one of the biggest franchises from Nintendo, and it only sits at, 6 characters right now? Link, Young Link, Toon Link, Sheik, Zelda, and Ganondorf. I think that's the only 6 that I'm coming on. And outside of that, 3 of them are variations of Link, and 2 of them are variations of Zelda. 1 of them is the main villain. They're all the Triforce heroes, and we haven't had a legit newcomer to the Legend of Zelda roster since Brawl, back on the Wii in 2008. So besides changing Link to be more like Breath of the Wild with Smash Bros. Ultimate, bringing back Ocarina of Time, changing the designs like Link Between Worlds / Link to the past version of Legend of Zelda, making small changes here and there to the the move sets, separating Sheik from Zelda, stuff like that. There hasn't been any new characters, and especially no characters outside the Triforce trio, the Courage, Wisdom, and Power. We haven't had any other character in the franchise, and that leaves a lot of Smash Brothers, fans, a lot of gamers who play Smash Bros. And do the predictions and the speculation every single time a game comes out for the roster, to say, yeah, it's underrepresented. Mario has more characters, and Pokemon has more characters, and then they cry and complain that Fire Emblem has more characters. Well, but Zelda's appearance, Fire Emblem's down there. And I'm going to say Fire Emblem is definitely in the mix and deserves as many characters to get, but this is not going to be a Fire Emblem video. But I do think I can see why Fire Emblem gets more characters in the long grand scheme of things than Legend of Zelda. And I'm going to mention that in a minute. But people cry and complain about that because, it has more characters, even though it's not as iconic or as big of a franchise. But I would still put Fire Emblem in the top 10, possibly even top 5 biggest franchises from Nintendo right now. So I do think it belongs in the same category as those in terms of what franchises in Smash Bros. From Nintendo get the most character representation. But in terms of Legend of Zelda, the franchise started in 1986. We've had numerous games since then on the NES, the Super Nintendo, the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, N64, GameCube, Wii U, Switch, 3DS, DS, all this long-running series. People are clamoring for the Breath of the Wild sequel coming out whenever the hell it comes out. People, it's the 35th anniversary of Legend of Zelda this year. and people want collections and HD stuff, and they want another character in there. And some people are predicting and speculating that one of the remaining 2 characters in the DLC might be a Legend of Zelda character for its anniversary, and that'd be cool if they can do it. But like people I've been seeing mention this in terms of Smash Brothers, discussions and during the speculation periods about the roster every game since I started really getting into the speculation category of Smash Brothers, which started in Brawl. Because I barely was kind of online looking at the speculation time at that point, but mostly started with Smash Bros. 4 and now Smash Bros. Ultimate, me being involved in all the speculation and stuff and talking to the community and being involved in these conversations. I could definitely see people mention that. And while I do agree to some extent that something what they're saying is true, because I do believe Legend of Zelda does deserve another character or two, I think in my mind, it's not that the Legend of Zelda is underrepresented in Smash Brothers. I think it is misrepresented in Smash Brothers in terms of characters. Because right now we're seeing at 3 different versions of Link, which don't have that much of a change of moveset besides, Breath of the Wild main Link now. And they didn't change anything about Young Link bringing him back. They didn't change anything about Toon Link, bringing him back. They have the same final smashes. The only one that's a different one is the normal Link now with Breath of the Wild. Zelda has to change moves a little bit, and it's Link between Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds style Legend of Zelda, Princess Zelda, but the moveset's practically the same besides like the final smash and whatnot. Sheik is the exact same for the most part since Melee, and Ganondorf is mostly the most part the same since Melee, except a little more sword stuff and modifications to his moveset and final smash and whatnot. But it's just been those characters. I think that's a misrepresentation of the franchise. It's not that it's underrepresented. 6 characters is still a hell of a lot. 6 characters is a good number. That's one of the highest franchises still in Smash Bros. When some franchises don't even get more than 1 or 2. So I do think it's not underrepresented. What I do think, like I said, is it's misrepresented because there are other characters outside the Triforce trio you could put in there. But it's become apparent, at least when you look at it from the speculation side, like what characters get included as like assist trophies and aren't like playable, and which ones are, that the playable characters tend to be the characters that mainly represent the series and are in multiple games and are the big representation of the Legend of Zelda series as a whole, which is the Triforce Trio. We always have a Link in any game. Almost every single game has a Princess Zelda or a form of Zelda, and almost every game has Ganondorf. So, in essence, the characters represent the entirety of the series. One-off characters, two-off characters like Midna, Girahim, Zant, Tingle, and so on and so forth. While they're clamored for by a lot of people, those kind of characters have only appeared in the series 1, 2, maybe 3 times max. And characters like that get the stickers, get the trophies, get the spirits. They become the assist trophies. They become cameos on stages. They have their songs put in the game, but none of them have become playable. And I'm not saying, like, oh, well, they're not going to put in one, like, and I'm not saying that that's not the reason they put them in there, but I'm saying that's also possibly the reason why those characters aren't put in there. But at the same time, the Legend of Zelda series has characters like that. But people will complain, oh, but Fire Emblem has 1 or 2 characters that only show up in 1 or 2 games in the series. The Fire Emblem series, I mentioned this before in the Fire Emblem hate video, and probably multiple times before that too, in the discussion. Fire Emblem series is based on and built on being like one-off characters. Every game is its own story. Sometimes it gets a sequel, sometimes it gets a prequel, but usually the characters are one-off. So when they get thrown in the Smash Brothers, they get included in Smash Brothers. They are only representing certain games in the series. The Legend of Zelda has only, in terms of roster-wise, been characters that represent the bulk of the series, multiple games in the series as a whole. We've never seen one-off characters like that, and I think that's because the series, in terms of representing Smash, in Smash Brothers, the Legend of Zelda series and the Fire Emblem series are 2 totally different things. Like how you represent Fire Emblem is different than how you would represent Zelda, Legend of Zelda. How you include characters in one franchise is not always dictating how a character from another franchise gets in. The franchises, while they're all from Nintendo, they're all included in the same game. Each franchise should be looked at being represented differently. Each franchise in Smash Brothers should be looked at as how you represent it is different, because the way those franchises are built and done by their creators, Nintendo or third party or otherwise, varies. Like the Legend of Zelda franchise is always about the hero protecting the princess from the Ganondorf and the land of Hyrule, and almost all the same characters. Sometimes we get new villains. Sometimes we get don't even get Zelda or Ganondorf or anything at all. But there's always a Link, so Link represents the entirety of the series, and so on and so forth. These characters show up in multiple games in the series because every single time in the Legend of Zelda gets a new game in the timeline, it talks about those three characters in some way, shape, or form. But Fire Emblem, okay, this is the Marth games, this is the Ike games, there's Corrin, there's Lucina, there's Robin, Alm, Sigurd, Ike, freaking Erika, Micaiah, Byleth. All these different characters represent their own things, and some of them are prequels and sequels to each other, but it's all different time. Some of them are in different timelines or different continuities. Some of them are set place like hundreds of years prior or later or whatever. They're in different worlds. It's just representing that franchise is different characters in different parts of the storyline. And it's just like how because when I see people talk about Smash Bros. Discussion, they always kind of compare franchises. Well, this franchise gets 2 characters, and this franchise keeps getting new characters, and this franchise gets nothing, and blah blah blah. How I've come to realize it during my Smash Bros. Watching the whole Smash Bros. Ultimate years ago when that game was coming out, now the DLC stuff, Smash Bros. 4, looking at Brawl a little bit. I wasn't here seeing online stuff from Melee, and definitely not with the original either. But I've come to see certain things that Sakurai does, certain things that happen in Smash Brothers that patterns. And I know you can't say, oh, it happens to this, and try to make excuses or try to pick from stuff oh, there's a pattern here and this is why this happens, this is why this happens, this. But you come to realize that certain franchises in Smash Brothers are represented differently. How they get new characters, when they get new characters, if they even get new characters, and how they get represented tends to be the case for what characters they may or may not get. And I know Legend of Zelda deserves more characters. I would definitely throw in Impa and maybe Midna. Maybe. It's a little iffy on that part because Midna hasn't showed up again since Twilight Princess. In the main game, I'm not talking about Hyrule Warriors or anything. But Impa Impa is basically the next main character outside the Triforce Trio. She showed up so many times in the series. I'm surprised she's not in Smash Bros. Yet. But I'll have other characters like Midna and Tingle and Zant and Girahim and Majora and all these other characters that people clamor to get into Smash Brothers, and they're now assist trophies or whatever the heck else, are one-offs. That's the thing. I feel it's just, I would love to see those characters get into Smash Bros. At least 1 or 2 of them alongside Impa. And I mean, that's the perfect Zelda representation there. Just like every new generation of Pokemon gets a new character. Every new Fire Emblem game gets represented in Smash Bros. We get a Mario character here and there that join the main cast, like Rosalina or Daisy or whatever. Luigi. And new games from other franchises like Star Fox, or if they ever get another one, Kid Icarus, and when new games come out, that does impact some stuff. I know a lot of people don't like to say, oh, well, Smash is not marketing. Smash is technically marketing and advertising, and newer games tend to get a lot of focus from Sakurai, a lot of focus from Nintendo, because they want to advertise that stuff. And Smash Bros. The big thrown together all-stars of Nintendo and third parties, the big characters, the small characters, as well as the most known and the least known representing franchises from Nintendo and third parties. But at the same time, it is still advertising because people are still buying these games, and it's like, oh, look at this cool character I'm playing Smash Bros. What game can I buy from them? And there you go. It gets a new fan to whatever said series there is, if they like playing the character in Smash Bros. It is an advertising thing. It's always been an advertising thing, and representing newer franchises or franchises that get continuous new games has always been a thing in Smash Bros. Even if it's not super apparent, even if it's not planned by Sakurai, that's tend to be the case. That's the reason why every new generation of Pokemon practically gets a character outside a couple, all new Fire Emblems, and then you get new characters when a new game comes out, oh, we got Kid Icarus Uprising, and then we got Dark Pit and Palutena when Kid Icarus hasn't been seen forever. Punch-Out came back, and then Lil Mac was thrown in. It does impact stuff, but that also shows, like I said before, certain franchises get represented differently. Certain franchises don't get the same amount of characters to represent, oh, well, they add 2 new Fire Emblem characters, why can't they add 2 new Zelda characters? Probably because There's not really too many major Zelda characters to add from whatever latest game they got. I would love to have seen the champions from Breath of the Wild. That never happened. I would love to see Impa. That never happened. During Melee, we could have got Majora. That never happened. We could have got Zant or Midna in Brawl. That never happened. We didn't get Garrett him in Smash Bros. 4. When those games were the most relevant games in the Zelda franchise during those Smash Bros. Releases, none of that ever happened. So it's just like, I don't think it's underrepresented. 6 characters is still a hell of a lot more than what Earthbound or F-Zero or Star Fox or whatever the hell are getting. They may not be on the levels of Fire Emblem, Mario, and Pokemon, but 6 characters is a lot. I do not think Legend of Zelda is underrepresented in Smash Bros. In terms of characters. What I do think, though, like I said, is it's misrepresented because they throw all these different versions of Link, all these different versions of the same characters from the Triforce Trio, and we did no one else that fits outside of that bill, and no one else that's a major of a character in the franchise like Impa at all, which those characters could add some interesting moveset potential to the series and still be relevant up to the Zelda series to add, and they never have it. So that's about my 2 cents on this matter. It's like, I understand where people are coming from because they want Legend of Zelda to get more characters, and I do too. But you have to pick and choose your battles and understand that maybe certain characters might not be relevant enough, certain characters might not be popular enough, certain characters might not have the moveset potential, which Sakurai's even said he wants to give characters that are super fun to play as. Some of those characters, I couldn't really pick a moveset for like Tingle, even though his moveset would be out there and really crazy and wacky possibly. I don't think it'd be a very fun moveset to play. And Impa, even if she gets thrown in, a lot of what Impa does, Sheik does, because the whole Sheikah stuff and everything. Unless they add in Hyrule Warriors Impa, which isn't a mainline Legend of Zelda Impa. So I don't know. It varies. I wanted to see the freaking Skyward Sword Impa back in Smash Bros. 4, and that never happens. That was like probably the biggest chance to throw her into the series when it was her grand return to it after forever not being in a Legend of Zelda game, and that never happened. But it's like, will we ever get any more Legend of Zelda characters in future Smash Bros. Games? Which I'm sure there's going to be more games. It's not going to end with Ultimate, but Sakurai's probably take a big break after this game. Possibly. Could one of these last 2 characters in this DLC be, or if they had more DLC, another Fighter Pass after, could that still be, in a Zelda character? Yeah, there's still potential chance that one of the DLC characters can be a Legend of Zelda character. But until that happens, we'll have to play the wait and see game because there's so many other characters from third party, so many other characters from Nintendo that probably are going to likely get more of a character too. I mean, they can still add Pokemon from Sword and Shield. They can still add something from a new Mario game. Maybe the Breath of the Wild 2 character. Maybe they'll represent a character from that to represent it as DLC. I don't know. It varies. It does vary what games are coming out. It does vary how Nintendo feels because Nintendo does pick the character. Sometimes it's not all on Sakurai, but also Sakurai picks characters himself too, and he might not want another Legend of Zelda character because he wants to represent something else. Who knows? But like I said, I've seen the complaints, I've seen the discussions, I've seen all the predictions, and all the different fan bases over the last, let's see, about 7 years of me being involved in Smash Bros. Discussions on this channel and online, from Smash Bros. 4 into this one, Ultimate. I can understand people complaining because they want their favorite Legend of Zelda character, and Legend of Zelda does deserve better than having 3 versions of the same character and 2 different versions of Zelda, and just Ganondorf that still is mostly the same since Melee, outside a few different moveset changes. It does deserve more, but will it get it? I don't know. Maybe one day we'll have to play the wait and see game, but that's my thoughts on it. I don't think Legend of Zelda is underrepresented in Smash Bros. I think it's misrepresented. So put in the comment section what you guys think. Do you guys think that Legend of Zelda is underrepresented? Or do you agree with me and think that it's misrepresented? And what characters from the Legend of Zelda series do you want to see included in Smash Bros. At some point in the future? Be it this DLC or a future game or something. Or do you think, we're never going to see another Legend of Zelda newcomer ever add to Smash Bros. Ever again? Just put in the comments down there. We can discuss it, have fun. My name is Snipe is Fun. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day. And I'll see y'all later in the next video. Bye, everyone.